Good afternoon. I'm so excited to have the pleasure of interviewing Ms. Richardson this afternoon. Can you start by telling us about your post-secondary education at Virginia Union?
Glad that you gathered and came closer to me. You know, the one thing that I need of grace, that's one of my, that's a secret, well secret, does everybody know that it's an open secret. So children, you look absolutely beautiful today. Thank you for this moment. And I'm thanking those who put this together. I was terrified of what it was going to be and how it was going to be. But this is absolutely a gorgeous setting. And all of you look beautiful, and I'm so appreciative of you being here. I'm also appreciative of the fact that this is the beginning of Women's History Month. So we're not just celebrating me because I'm the pastor's wife or whatever you want to call me. You call me so whatever you want to say. But sometimes, first of all, it is all of us as ladies who need a time to be celebrated. And what better time than today, and starting off with this tea today. I want to thank those who thought this up, who put it together. Thank you, thank you. Oh, your first question already have been posed. How I started out at Virginia University. Well, as most of you may know, and if you don't know, I lived about 25, 30 miles in the rural area outside of Richmond, Virginia, where I grew up. So Virginia Union University, that y'all hear Pastor talk about Sunday after Sunday on the other side, he talked because he had a love for Virginia Union. It was an extension of my education. Virginia Union, because we were in the rural area, Virginia Union provided the cultural aspect of my growing up, even long before I knew that I was even going to go to college. It provided for me when there were classical concerts. That's where I first learned about classical music, and that you don't clap during the whole thing like you do for the gospel. You clap at the end of a piece. Those things I learned before I even entered Virginia Union. They also did plays at that time. I learned about black poets because of Virginia Union. So when I graduated from high school, I didn't have much option. I had to go to Virginia Union, not only because it was an extension of my growing up, because financial reasons and transportation, that's where I had to go. So that's how I got to Virginia Union.
Did you consider any other HBCUs, and did you meet Pastor there?
No, I considered no other HBCUs because it was an extension of my education. And as for Pastor, I was also, as most of you know me, I'm a very shy person. So when I went to Virginia Union, even though I had some exposure to it, it was a whole new world in college. But I knew that I wanted to get a degree, but I also wanted to get a husband. Some of you have heard this story, bear with me, and many of you haven't, but as I looked around campus, I was in my studies, but I was looking at the handsome guys on campus. When I would ask, I would inquire about certain ones, well, who is this guy? And they would say, he is John from someplace, and this is Harry from here. And when I got to Pastor, they said, oh, I said, who is this guy? He had, and this part is really true, he had somebody carrying a briefcase for him. And his folks on the other end, two young women, ladies on either side flanking him. He was a sophomore and I had come on campus as a freshman. I said, well, who in the world is this guy? They said, oh, he is the president of the sophomore class. He's our leader of the student government. He is, I said, really? And what's his name? They said, Rich. I said, Rich? Of course, that was his name. Then I said, this is the one for me. I'm going to see this rich guy. Only to find out after I fell in love with him, his nickname was Rich. He wasn't rich. So there I was in love. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
So you'd say love at first sight.
I don't know if that was love at first sight, but that's the story. I was going to zero in on this guy.
So you've talked a little bit about this, but my next question for you is what gives you the most joy about being First Lady of Grace Baptist Church?
How much time do you have? I have so much joy of being at Grace. I just talked about the children of Grace. I truly love the children in Grace. But not only that. Is there an interruption in the house? Is there an interruption?
I would have been here sooner, but I couldn't find my fascinator.
Okay. With the slight interruption. Where was I? I was so distracted. I will go back to I love the children of Grace, but there's so many things about Grace. Grace, having been here for so long, it is everything to me. It is my being. When I get up in the morning, and as most of you know, my favorite scripture would be Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, 4th and 5th verse, that in all things acknowledge him and he will direct your ways. That is what I feel about grace. Anything that I go to do, whether it's secular or outside the community, whether it's something in my family or whatever it is, I know that I have the support and love of grace. And that means more to me than anything else in the world. I mean, grace is just who I am. It is my being. If you want to know about grace, grace is me and I am grace. And I appreciate your love for who you have done and what you have done for me over the years. Whenever I've needed anything, it is grace. It is grace that I turn to. And I hope that you will do the same thing, that you consult your own faith and understanding of what God means to you, and then you step out on faith. Connect with God first before you step out and make a decision. It is one of the most important things that you can do in your life. That's my opinion. Yes, Alice.